الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. Umar ibn Khutba radiallahu anhu seen a man, an older man begging, subhanallah, and he wouldn't accept somebody begging while he is in charge. So he asked, why is this man begging? They tell him he is a non-Muslim, so he doesn't get welfare. Omar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu is one of the first who started the welfare to give the poor, subhanallah. So he gives them a monthly allowance. So this is a non-Muslim, he wasn't allowed to take a monthly allowance. So Omar looked at his people and said, we took from them the taxes while they are young, we're young, and now when they're old, we don't take care of them. And he ordered his people to pay also to non-Muslims, to pay them from the welfare, subhanallah, to pay them. These are very important things we have to realize. We look at the West and see a lot of the wonderful things we like and admire, and we find most of it is rooted in Islam. But we forgot our Islam, and we forgot the true Islam, and we now only judge by the beard and the dress, and how we hold our hand when we pray. This is our Islam today. When the true Islam was to take care of everybody, and worry about everybody. And it's not just the leaders. We always say that our leaders don't do it. Which one of us among us is doing it? Which one of us is taking care of others and then worry about the leaders? Remind me of a story. A neighbor came to his neighbor knocking at midnight. And when the neighbor went down to open the door, the neighbor was asking him for something because he doesn't have any food. So he went and gave him food. And then he went back to bed crying, and he asked, as the wife asked, what's wrong? He said, our neighbor came asking. So she said, didn't you give him? Why are you crying? He said, I'm crying because I should have worried about him before he comes to ask. I should have known and give him before. How many of us know our neighbors or our friends and know they're needy and we're willing to give? But no, it's our leaders. Always we blame our leaders. We have no responsibilities. Our only responsibilities is to think of a new car and a bigger house. It's what we all feel. None of us ever think that somebody else, and we worry. And if we all start worrying, when one of us is the leader, inshallah he'll worry about the nation. Just like Omar ibn Khattab did. But no, we have no responsibility. Our easiest part is to hang on the hanger, that it's our leaders. Why don't we all start worrying about our neighbors and our friends and our relatives? And then, subhanallah, we will be a wonderful society. Omar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu came home one day and he found his wife had made a nice dessert. So rather than indulge and say, alhamdulillah, this tastes wonderful, he asked his wife, I know how much allowance I give you. How did you manage to make and buy and make this wonderful dessert? She told him, Omar, from the small allowance you give me, I took a part, I saved a part every day, till I managed to save enough to make this. So what's Omar's decision? He cut his allowance by this amount. He said, if we can save it, it means we don't need it. It should go back to Bayt al-Mal. Subhanallah. Subhanallah. So here we have to analyze ourselves and see how much are we taking and do we deserve. SubhanAllah, each one of us thinks he deserves more rather than do I deserve.